especially my wife.
Thank you, Senator. Thank you, everybody, for being here and supporting Key's development, supporting our vision, most importantly, which in turn supports yourself, supports the community, because that's what Key's development is all about. And this next gentleman that we're going to introduce and honor, attorney Dwight Petite. If you're from Baltimore, you know the value, you know the instrumental contributions, you know the social justice, you know the legacy that this man has built and continues to stand on. And I owe him myself for a little small piece of justice, but a big victory for Baltimore. Thank you. Let's give it up a hand for attorney Dwight Petite.
Good evening, Baltimore. Good evening. I want to thank Key's development for this extraordinary honor. And my wife and I thank you, my wife Barbara, who's always supported with me this evening. If I may, let me tell you a little story. 52 years ago, I was in a gymnasium down the street. And my coach, my football coach, turned to me and said, "Boy, this is your home, isn't it?" And I said, "Yes, sir, it is." He said, "Okay, take the Howard football team in." So 52 years ago, as Morgan is getting ready to play Howard, I had the honor to lead the Howard University undefeated Howard University football team and against the always undefeated Morgan State University football team. And so it is very emotional for me to be here tonight with that football game going on, in this great, great institution. Chairwoman Glenn and I have been talking about the HBCUs and the great history of the HBCUs and the battles that we're in to preserve not only their legacy, but their continued prosperity. And that battle we're in the middle of, and it continues. And so every time I'm here, I have the great honor to reflect on the days when the HBCUs were at their pinnacle of glory. And we're going to continue that. And I want to say very briefly, as I stand here, and thank you, Brother Abdul Salam, for that tremendous introduction, young man who was abused by the police department of Baltimore City, with his child in the back seat, was beaten, and they tried to kill him. When they picked him up, slammed him on his head, with his hands cuffed behind him, and his feet hog-tied behind him, right down the street from here, not too far. And as we look across America today, Billy, William H. Murphy Jr., one of the great attorneys in this nation. As we look across this nation today and seeing young men and women on a day-by-day basis being murdered. We look at North Carolina. We look at Oklahoma. We look at Freddie Gray, Billy, in Baltimore. We look at the young lady that was shot down with her 5-year-old son in Baltimore County. We look at a client that I just received this week. Young man called for help at the Baltimore County Police Department and for an emergency vehicle and was beat to death. And we recognize that this is a very, very definitive and perilous time for African Americans. But we have the opportunity, because God works in mysterious ways. And we have the opportunity to be heard in this nation, because I firmly believe they cannot elect a president of the United States without the African American vote. And so just let me say to you, in accepting with humility this great award, every place I go and every place I talk, I say to us, we must not stand on the sideline. God helps those who help themselves, and it's time for us to help ourselves. Thank you so much.